We have Miss Amberlynn Reid. She's trying all kinds of new things and learning all kinds of new things at the very young age of almost 36. She did day 9 of her modified jumping jack challenge. She was going for 52 or more of her jumping jacks, what she calls jumping jacks. She says she's using this challenge as a way to track her increased stamina using data. I guess she's using the videos as data? I don't know. Anyways, she starts doing the jumping jacks, and she ends up doing 58. And she says, 58? 58? She is in disbelief that she did 58 of these, what she calls jumping jacks. Because she says usually at 50, around 50 or so, her arms hurt so bad she feels as if she could not raise them up anymore. So she explains that she was listening to something on her AirPods. She always has her AirPods in when I think she has them in 24/7 actually, but she was listening to something and she said she transported. It took her out of there and she wasn't focusing on, oh my gosh, it hurts, and she was able to get to 58. You mean to tell me, at the young age of almost 36, she just learned that if you distract yourself from something unpleasant, you can do more of it because you're putting your mind somewhere else. How did she never know this before? I don't understand. And then we see her, she's wearing these printed pants, and she's wearing a regular shirt instead of a dress. You know, she always wears dresses as a shirt. And she says she knows people are going to say how small she looks. Because she says she looks smaller when she wears a shirt. The dresses tend to make her look bigger. That's just the way it is. And I will say she did look quite a bit smaller wearing a shirt. When she wears something that fits her, she looks a lot smaller. So if even she knows that she looks smaller wearing a shirt, why wouldn't she wear something she knows that makes herself look better? I don't understand that either. Then she has a new challenge. She got herself one of those infinity hoops. It's like a hoop goes around your waist. It has a string and it looks like a balloon with sand in it. And it's basically like hula hooping. You make the motion as if you're hula hooping. It's, to encourage movement as a form of exercise. So she, at first she hits a box with the balloon-like thing. Then she realizes she's got the hoop too big. After she has to show us how it sits nicely on her shelf. She's something else. But anyways, then she takes out one of the, the sections, makes it a little bit smaller, and she actually got the hang of it. And she was doing, and this is the first time we've seen her do it. And I don't know if anybody ever looks at the Donut Mom. But she has had this infinity hoop for well over a year, and she still can't do the damn thing right. But we got Amberlynn, who is quite a bit bigger than the Donut Mom, and she got on the first try, and she was doing very well with it. I'll give her that. She did well with her infinity hoop. Then she has another TikTok, and this was strange. She doesn't say a word in it. And it's just her. She's putting a bunch of these raw vegetables on a plate. We got some Brussels sprouts, some peppers, some carrots, a scallion, as she calls it. I call it green onion. I'm not all bougie and fancy like that. A scallion. Anyways, and she putting all this on the plate with some cottage cheese and some mustard. Then she puts a rice cake on there, and I don't even remember what else. But all you hear the whole time is the loud crinkling of the plastic that she's getting these vegetables out of. Oh, and then she put one of her sausages out of the air fryer in there. Absolutely ridiculous. Why would you just make a video with that loud crinkling noise? It was very irritating to me. But I don't know, some people, I guess they like to hear those kind of noises. I don't know, they find it calming, relaxing, something. I don't know. Amber also had done a few more Q&As over on her IG account. Somebody asked her, besides a cat and a dog, what other kind of pet she would like. And she says, low-key, she's always wanted an ant farm. Can you even classify that as a pet, an ant farm? And she says, but she feels bad because those ants are confined to that small area. Then somebody asked her if she's making any money on the TikTok, and she says no, because it takes so many views even to make 1 penny, and her videos aren't showing up on the FYP. They haven't never came up on my FYP, but somebody else said that they do come up on their FYP. So, but you need so many views from the FYP, like a whole lot, to make just a penny. So that's what we have with Amberlynn Reid. She's trying to incorporate more exercise, so hey, I'll give it to her. She's doing pretty good.